I'm Jake Sanderson.
I'm Tim Stutzle, and you're listening to the Locked On Senators podcast.
Your Locked On Senators, your daily podcast on the Ottawa Senators. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What's going on, Sens fans? Another live watch party with the Locked On Senators podcast. I'm your host, Jack Richardson, set to bring you reaction to the Carolina Hurricanes visiting the Ottawa Senators on this Saturday night. It's a cold one in the nation's capital, all over the region. Set to bring you this one. Excited everyone's joining us. I am wearing the jersey. I will explain my reason why in just a bit, but we want to remind you that these are always brought to you by the Glebe Central Pub. If you're looking for a place that lives and breathes hockey, Glebe Central Pub is the spot. Right in the heart of the Glebe, just steps from Lansdowne. It's the perfect place to catch every game, every night. Great food and drink, and even better company. But GCP is about more than just catching the big game. There's something happening almost every day of the week to appeal to every taste. Start your week with Wing Day every Monday, all day and all night. Trivia night is Tuesday, so bring your crew and put your knowledge to the test. Wednesdays, open mic night. Whether you play, sing, or just want to kick back and listen, it's a great way to celebrate Hump Day. Thursdays, cheap tacos. And tonight, Saturday night, live music with no cover ever. Whether it's hockey, live music, or just a night out with friends, make Glebe Central Pub your home base because, as you know, the vibes are free at the GCP, folks. I'm excited to get going on this one tonight because, look, the Sens need to bounce back. Thursday was brutal, unacceptable loss, blowing a 3-0 lead. Could not have gone worse for that game. They had it and they lost it. I hit my breaking point. I think, I'm bouncing back. I think it's time that we're to bounce back. Like there's no other way to put it. I wanted to point out, I'm wearing the jersey. I'm wearing a Brady jersey because he's taking some heat, man. When the team loses, the captain takes heat. That's what happens. But Brady Tkachuk is a fan favorite. Wanted to throw on the jersey, switch up the vibes. If they win, we'll figure it out. Maybe that's what we keep doing. But just wanted to get that out there for sure. And I need to edit some things. We got a little bit of time here because the ceremony for Jacques Martin is happening, which is I don't know if anyone liked my French accent there. That wasn't very good, but he is getting his name inducted into the Ring of Honor, which I think is very fitting. Obviously, he's still with the organization, helped this team out about 2 years ago, came in. I can't hear the speech, but I'd imagine it's a good one, obviously. I was never around for his time coaching. I think I don't know when he finished, but I was as a young boy, so I wasn't quite a fan yet, but pretty cool to see, to be honest. I will also just point out I'm battling a little bit of a cold, just started battle one, so if I'm midway through and I don't sound great, I apologize. Stick with me. I'll do my best. And I think it's just going to be me today, folks. I think it's just a solo shot the whole way. I got lucky on Thursday. I had a lot of guests during it, but it's a home game. It'll be me and Pillsy on the postcast tonight too, so we're going to have just myself talking about this one. Hopefully we get a good one to talk about. I don't know, boy. I don't know what's going on here, like with the Sens, because, like I said, Thursday was a bit of a breaking point for me. It really was. It was tough to see that lead just completely evaporate. So hopefully they're able to kind of put that behind them. A huge homestand here against some really good teams. So it's got to be now. If it's not, then we're about to see the season kind of slip away. But you could argue they need 4 wins here because everyone keeps winning around them. They're falling behind in the wild card race, but it's not over until it's over is my favorite saying these days. So we'll just see. I think the Sens put out a thing, and I appreciate them doing that. It's going to be a puck drop at like 7:28 Eastern or something. So still a bit going on here. The Hurricanes road jerseys are different this year. I don't know if I like those. Interesting. And tonight, especially, again, I like to do my best and not look at the chat. But tonight, because it'll just be me, keep them coming. We'll be reading as much as I can between whistles, whatever it is. I'll just make sure that no one's that far ahead of me so I don't get anything spoiled. But if I do, it's not the end of the world. I'm going to need some things to talk about. Throw in some questions about the team. We could get into big picture talk. Who knows? Michael Andlauer's on the ice there, the owner. That's nice to see for Jacques Martin. Yeah, and I mean, he's kind of not responsible, but he came in the rest of that season 2 years ago to help these guys learn the defensive side of the puck. And for the most part, it worked. I kind of agree here, Zach. They have had a lot of rebrands, too many. I think they got a good color scheme, and they just keep messing up their jerseys a little bit. Too much going on. I do like the shade of red, though. That's what I will say about the Canes. I assume that's Jacques Martin's family. It's kind of nice to see. Yeah, I mean, and obviously Carolina's been a good team for years now. They're always one of the best teams in the East every year. So I'm expecting to see a good game from them. They throw so much rubber on the net. Yeah, it looks like a 10-minute speech coming up here. So let's get into it. I think the Sens made a couple lineup changes. We've got Ridley, Gregg with Tkachuk and Cousins staying intact in the fourth line, with Stephen Halliday stays intact, but it looks like it's going to be Giroux, Stutzle, and Batherson. I think that's a somewhat of a new look of a line. And then Zetterlund down with Pinto and Amadio. So I'm very curious to see that third line. Pinto and Amadio are usually matched up against the other team's top line, so I wonder if they're going to try that tonight with Zetterlund on there. And then obviously Nick Jensen comes out of the lineup. Chabot plays with Spence. I like the idea of that pairing, but and then that brings in Martin Paolo, finally playing again. It's been a while for him. The Olympian. The Sens are adding an Olympian to their lineup tonight in Nicholas Martin Paolo playing with Tyler Clevin. So hopefully that's able to yield some good results. Nick Jensen's really been struggling, man. He's really been struggling. It was time for him to come out. I don't know how long they'll keep it, but if they play well enough tonight, I'd imagine he doesn't play tomorrow. Jensen has been playing poorly, but I think I need to mention, so has Thomas Chabot. He has not been good the last few games at all. Really, like, obviously that pairing as a whole is just not good enough. So Chabot is part of that, and he's good enough where he should be able to kind of carry. We've seen him do it in his career. Yeah, I know that Jacques Martin is speaking here, so I don't want to completely take over what he's saying if people have that going, but I do not have sound, as we said. But yeah, if everyone's just joining, we're going jersey on today, and I encourage everyone else, wear your jerseys, mix something up, because you got to get the taste of that game in Nashville out of our mouths. That's the goal. So we'll see. I'm hoping this is a nice. Sure, it's a nice speech, but what people seem to be saying. Yeah, Giroux, Stutzle, and Batherson, I think, is an interesting line. That could be a good one. Putting Giroux back in an offensive situation, who been good enough. Also, he had a bit of a tough one in Nashville, so it's a big one. It's a big one. So said they're falling asleep for the speech. Yeah, I mean, it's got to be a hot stretch. I think Ross did the math. They got to get really hot down the stretch here to have a chance. It's not even a guarantee. Obviously, it's never a guarantee, but you just like them to stay in the hunt at least, right? It's going to be James Reimer this evening. And there's the spot on the pillar for Jacques Martin. Great name. Great name he's got. Looks like a good crowd. The 300s are full there. Nice. Good for him. Well-earned Ring of Honor nod. Still looks good, too, for his age, by the way. He's in his 70s. Full head of hair. Yeah, let's get this going. Game at 5. I feel the same way, man. I feel the same way. Let's get this thing going. I know. It's almost 7:30 here. Looks like they'll roll up the red carpet here, though. Have they already done anthems? Please tell me they've done the anthems already. I don't think they have. Oh, no. I love the Star Wars night, too. Big night at the CTC. Big night. 73 years old. Yeah, 2 anthems. All right, here we go. Lyndon Sluage, man. Is that an Atlanta Thrashers jersey behind Lyndon Sluage? That's crazy. Crazy one to wear. Wild jersey. Is there an Atlanta Thrashers fan in Ottawa? Is that what it is? Looks like it might be a Hossa jersey. Maybe that's why. Just an awful uniform. Awful uniform. Wow. Yeah, I hate those Carolina jerseys. I don't like when teams change their logo on the road. I don't like that at all. Drop the puck. I'm saying drop the puck. Taylor Hall. Yeah, this is a good team, man. Carolina's a great team. Bad jerseys, great team. Jackson Blake's a player as well. Is Nadeau up with them right now too? Because he's also a great player. Seth Jarvis is good. They've got so many good guys. Looks like a packed house. I like that one with the hockey stick, the one that the fan has there. Aho is always a good player. All right, on to the Canadian anthem. Here we go. Hope the fans get something to cheer about tonight, man. Last Saturday was ugly at the CTC. That was the worst possible night. I think Lyndon Sluage has been doing the anthem like at least the last 3-4 games. I feel like I've noticed. There's Stephen Halliday on the bench. Good to see him in there. Obviously got his first career goal overshadowed by blowing the lead, but hell of a first goal too. Packed house, man. People packed into the -30 weather, drove in it. Got to give them something. They got to win this game. Got to win this game. Give us something. Give your fans something at home, man. They haven't had a huge signature win at home this season. All right. There's the Rideau Canal. Probably great conditions on there. I'm sad I'm not going to be able to skate on it. You got to be amped up for a game like that. The speech, the anthem, full house. Come on. Let's go here. I think Chris Cuthbert's on the call, the GOAT. I can't hear the sound, but it's Star Wars night too. Just has to be a win. Kyle Bukauskas, legend. Got the A team here. Oh, they're showing the time capsule. I didn't actually watch that. Showing some highlights here. It's pretty cool. Newspaper from the Sun. That's great. Picture. Massive game. I have a question. Like maybe this is like an intermission talk, so maybe I'll save it. I'll save it and I'll try and remember it. But it's on the subject of their draft pick. But I will ask it. We'll talk about that in the intermission. Canes are about to order 66 this team. Okay, I'll let you guys know when the puck is down so you can line up with my game if you'd like. Just press pause. Puck is down. We got game time here. Cousins want it back. Clevin, Matt, and Paolo reunited. They're getting the start too. And here we go. Expecting an energetic start for the Sens on home ice here. James Reimer getting his first home start. He loves playing in this building. But they're playing against Brandon Bussey. I believe I'm saying that right. I hope I am because I'm going to be saying that all night. if not. And he's been unreal. A waiver pickup. Here's Giroux, Stutzle, Batherson with their first shift. Up to Spence and Shabbat. Couple new look lines. Batherson in front. Good chance. No stick for a Carolina guy. Here's Timmy in the slot. Forgot Ehlers is on their team too. It's a nice addition. Carolina, I don't know if they won the East or won the Metro, 2 years ago or not, but they definitely didn't last year because Washington did. But they're always at the top there. Always, always, always a sure playoff team. One of the most consistent teams in the Eastern Conference over the last few seasons. The thing is with them, and I think that they're an elite team. Like, I'm not suggesting that the Sens are better than them, but they have beaten up on a terrible Metro division for years, man. Like, they get to play everyone or most of them 4 times a year, whereas the rest of the East gets to play everyone 3 times a year. So I think that's why they get so many points. I think they're a good team. Oh, that was close by Sanderson. All 3 lines have had a shift already, and it's not even the 1 minute mark, I don't think. But it's been a good, energetic start here for Ottawa. I believe Sanderson just took a high sticking penalty. Not the guy you want. All right, let's see this new penalty kill. Apparently, Mike Yeo is now taking over from Nolan Baumgartner, and we unfortunately get a early look at it. Let's see this high stick from Sanderson. I mean, he gets him. I don't know if that's a follow-through and he just missed the puck, but that's a tough one. Uncharacteristic penalty, and he doesn't like it. So one of your better penalty killers is in the box early. That's a bad penalty from one of your best players. I think if he got contact on that puck, and there they are showing Mike Yeo, this is the new penalty kill. Let's see. Or they didn't really. I actually listened to Travis Green's media right before we got on here. It's not necessarily new, he said, but a new voice. So maybe it'll give a jolt to the PKers and they get it down there on the first face-off. Carolina's power play, I think that said it's ranked 20th, so nothing to be scared of. You got Michael Amadio out there as a forward. Interesting. I think they've tried him a couple times, but not often. And obviously having Sanderson in the box is not good. Not a good way to start it. Did they just ice it on the penalty kill or on the power play? Is that icing for Carolina? Interesting. So at home, the penalty kill is not good, but it's better. It's 79.7%. That's still not great. Still not great to me. You ideally want your power play and your penalty kill to add up to 105%. So whatever you're like, just overall, but obviously isolated, you'd like your number to be as high as possible for both. I think 85% is an elite penalty kill, I believe. All right, Kane's got control. Let's see this down low. Oh, Timmy gets it out. Okay. Carolina hasn't really had a chance to set up yet, which is good. Good by the PK. And Shabbat gets it down. Okay, good start. 45 seconds left. I have noticed that the penalty kill has actually been really good at denying entries. It's just the setup. When the setup happens, that's when they're not doing so hot. And here comes the Hurricanes. Got it behind the net here. And they get it out. Okay. I feel like Amadio could have gone for a bit of a rush there, but 15 seconds. Hurricanes get in the zone. Lars Eller gets it out. Okay. And that's killed. I wouldn't say that I saw anything different there. I just think that Carolina didn't really get set up ever. So we'll have to see how the game goes. But a great way to start after a bad penalty from Sanderson. And can't ask for much more for the Sens. Don't allow a shot. Now here comes Carolina. Reimer makes a save. And Nick Cousins hits the deck and no penalty call. He goes down pretty easy sometimes. Nick Cousins. I feel like if he just kept his feet moving there, he would have got that puck. Oh, and here's a breakaway for Carolina, and they score. Just another 2-0 given up by the Senators. 1-0 Canes. Brutal. Just out of the blue. Nothing crazy happened there. I think that's the fourth line. Shabbat went for a change, and there's a guy wide open on the right side. Wide open. Just the easiest goal I've ever seen this team give up. Not even close. What are they doing? Yeah, they're done. They're done. They're done. That's ridiculous, man. Like, what is he doing changing there? What are they, like... That's so bad. That's so bad. Unreal. Here's Ridley Gregg. I want to see like a full ice view of that, because like what happened? They're not going to show it again. I can't, like, that's the easiest goal I've ever seen them give up. That was crazy. Wow. I'm stunned, man. I'm stunned. That was like it was a dump in. They go for a change, and it wasn't even a crazy stretch pass. He just passed it up, and I think it was Jankowski had like 3 zones to skate through. Crazy goal against to start this game. Awful. Now they're chasing the game. I'm kind of speechless. I got to be honest. That's such an unacceptable goal to give up. And it's the new pairing, Shabbat Spence out there, really, I guess, kind of getting cooked by it. But like, Thomas Shabbat is not a rookie anymore, eh? Like, he's turning 29 at the end of the month. And I feel like when there's another stop by Reimers, a shooting gallery. I think when they lose, we look at Kachuk a lot because he's the captain and he's one of the top players. But Shabbat takes heat, but takes heat for his play. He never really, I find, gets heat for when they lose in like the team game. And he's been a leader on this team the entire time he's been here. So plays like that are just unacceptable from the guy who's supposed to be the leader on the team. I can't believe that changed. That's awful. Awful. And there's another one. 2-0. Jarvis just ripped one. This game's over. I don't know why I'm live. This is brutal. We're done. Andlauer's got to get on his hands and knees and beg for that pick back. Done. Done. Look at this. They're standing around still, like they've been on the ice for 5 minutes. They're done. Crazy. Saucer pass through 3 guys, one of your best defensemen. 2-0. Haven't even hit the first commercial break yet. Done. Wow. 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 No timeout. Getting pushed around. It's a saucer pass through 3-4 guys. Right through the slot. This is brutal. I can't believe that, man. Speechless. Speechless. Wow. See Brady talking on the bench, trying to get people going, but that's crazy. There's Steve Stais. All right. What are we thinking? Everyone just hit me with stuff in the chat. I got a long game to sit through here. Just unacceptable. I'll think of some things to say. Your Cousins in front? Nothing. The Ottawa Senators have now given up 7 unanswered goals in the last period in, 7 minutes? The last 27 minutes of game time, the Sens have given up 7 unanswered goals. 7 unanswered goals. Crazy. The thing that sucks about this, man, is like they don't have the offense. Like they aren't a high-flying team with the way they play under Travis Green, that when their defense is bad, they're so done. They're so done. This stream is definitely not a jinx. I will do anything but admit that this stream is a jinx. Because we don't control what happens out on the ice. And they were playing quite terribly before the stream started. Awful. I'm disgusted. I'm so disgusted with this team. I'm just so disgusted. I was disgusted yesterday. It got worse today. Just got worse. In 3 minutes. I'm not going to give them the benefit of the doubt of being positive with a start like that after the game that they just had. After the game they just had, a start like that, just unacceptable. I can't believe it, man. That change from Shabbat is just so bad. He's 29 years old in a week. 29. He's too old, almost. Figure it out, man. There's no accountability. They're 5-5-2 in January. Like and subscribe, please, folks. If you're here hate watching, please just subscribe. We'll keep doing this. We'll keep watching this team fall apart year after year. Maybe another rebuild will fix it. I don't know. I just can't believe that from longest tenured Senator. And Sanderson's had a terrible start too. That's a terrible penalty for him to take. And they don't score on it, but then they give up a goal and he's on the ice for one of them. It's had a bad start too. And you don't say that often. Just gross. It's when it's uncharacteristic goals like that, you know? Like they are a good defensive team. There's a big hit from Kachuk. There you go. Like they are a good defensive team. But it's just when they make plays and letting goals that are easy, you know, both of those goals were so easy. That's when you start to throw your hands up, because that's not them not being ready to play. That's just them not being dialed in. And that's a different thing in my opinion. And like Carolina defends so well, man. They're just going to sit back and nurse this home all game. It's got to be a significant push from the Sens, and a couple shifts isn't going to do it. It's a big hit by Brady, though. which he didn't have any last game, so that's at least one. There you go. Man. Exactly, man. The fans have showed up. The fans have absolutely showed up. I like that point. Like the whole conversation. I'm gonna get into it tonight, folks. I'm gonna get into it. I'm doing the postcast too. You're gonna hear a lot from me about this team. There's a shot by Sanderson. A lot to say tonight. Overall, big picture, whatever you want to call it. Dead last in the Atlantic Division. Amadio needs a goal, man. 1 goal in 34 games. He just had a chance there in the slot. Here's Pinto. Up and out. I can't even, we will talk big picture. I promise some big picture talk, especially when they're losing. It is vent night. Absolutely. We'll do some big picture talk, folks. Don't worry. Big picture talk coming. There's Cousins in the slot. Took some hacks. Okay, they called it. Power play. All right. I don't even have to look. I know Carolina has a good penalty kill. Always do. Always do. Imagine that. Imagine just being able to bank on having a good penalty kill. Gross start. So gross. Yeah, that's a healthy slash. Nikishin. He's young, I think. It's amazing how well Carolina's drafted, despite being so good. Like guys like Jackson Blake, Jarvis, the Nadeau. I think it's Bradley Nadeau or Josh Nadeau. I can't remember. There's 2 of them. I think one plays at University of Maine. Anyway. Oh, and here come the Hurricanes. A 2-on-2, shorthanded. 3-on-2. Off the post. In front, Reimer's swimming around. All right, Hurricanes hit the post on the Sens power play. They look shell-shocked, man. The power play, like Timmy had a great chance in Nashville, but when the power play got on the ice in that game, when it was 3-3 after they blew the lead, they looked shell-shocked. They looked like deer in the headlights. There's Timmy up top. Trying to force passes. Haven't had one shot attempt yet. 1 minute mark. It's Brady. Nice save. Not one shot attempt. Until then. That's crazy. That could have gone in. That was so easy. Good luck for Brady, though, after that. So defeated. I'm so defeated. Maybe it's this team that's making me sick. Watching them every night. It's making me not just sick to my stomach. Giroux and Shabbat play catch. Pinto stopped. And here comes Carolina. They got 3 up the ice. Almost had a 2-on-1 there. Here's Halliday. With one of his first shifts, I think, probably. Probably second shift. Like every pass is just getting picked off. And here comes a 2-on-1. Full ice 2-on-1. I think Reimer got a piece of that. It's 2 odd-man rushes given up on the 1 power play. Pinto tries to jam it in. Nothing. Nothing dangerous on that power play, and Carolina had 2 2-on-1s. 2 great scoring chances. I've been a big analytics guy. Like we'll go big picture in the first intermission. I promise. First intermission is big picture. Especially if this holds. Just crazy. And like the shots, and it's gonna look all flattering now because they're pushing, but they it's the score effects, man. Like the giving up the early goals and then you push, it just can't happen. There's another turnover in the offensive zone. Here come the Hurricanes. You got 3. Point shot. I thought that went in. Just missed the net on that one. Crazy. All right, I'm looking through the chat now. Keep them coming, please, folks. I need stuff to talk about. They look petrified. I completely agree. They look like deer in the headlights. Complete deer in the headlights. They look like they're shocked at what's happening to them, and it's infuriating. Yeah, Bussy is pretty good. That's the other thing. Kind of looks like they have, man. Kind of looks like they have. And Mike, I won't put what you said underneath that, but I completely agree. That's what I'm going to talk about in the first intermission. Is Baumgartner riding the PP now? That's good. Like that GMO. Obviously, if you missed it, they assigned assistant coach Mike Yeo to run the PK instead of Nolan Baumgartner, but Baumgartner's still going to have a role in it. I don't know. The PK looked good. The PK did look good. At least it's not power play goals going in. 2 shots to 3 on our own power play. Yeah. Our power play is dangerous for the other team. Yep. I think their power play is such a fake top 10 power play in the league, man. Like first of all, the second unit chips in a lot, and I haven't dove into it, but I might. Like they get a lot of offense, which makes the overall team play go up. They have some of the most opportunities in the league every year because they take so many penalties, all the game management. They get a lot of power play chances. So I think they're 6th in power play goals total. That's what the broadcast was showing there. But also they aren't clutch, man. They aren't clutch at all, that power play. They had the moment in the Montreal game where they had a couple big ones. That's it. But they just aren't clutch. They aren't clutch. Every time they need a goal on the power play, they choke. They freeze up, deer in the headlights, and they can't get themselves back in games like there. Carolina wins the draw, and Shabbat blocked that one, it looked like. Brutal. What a terrible start. I just feel so bad for the fans, man. They look sad on the bench, I agree. Bunch of lifeless faces. Can't blame any. Like, this is the thing. It's not just like the Reimer goggles. Oh, new goalie comes in. Like, I'm not. Maybe you want him to have the Jarvis one. I don't know, man. Like, they definitely weren't giving up looks like that with Maryland in net. And maybe they're sagging because they've got a goalie who can actually make saves now. There's something to that for sure. But boy, and Eller can't handle the puck in the middle of the zone, and they lose a rush chance because of it. So frustrating. They're dead. Like, they're done. They're done. Maybe they have a miraculous comeback in this one, but they can't make a pass. Like that 2-on-0 goal, like I it's infuriating to give that up. Zub bobbles it. I like how all the Sens look like if you were just watching the Sens handle the puck, you'd think the ice is terrible, and Carolina gets it on their stick and everything's crisp, tape to tape. No bobbling pucks. It's just the Sens. Everything's a grenade on their stick. Everything. Now the Hurricanes go to work. Cousins turns it over. And here they come. Just so ugly. It's so ugly. They look uncomfortable. I like that too. So someone say I miss Goddad. That shot count looks unflattering for Reimer, but I'm not, like I said, I'm not blaming him for any of those. His weakness does seem to be high glove, though. But the amount of hockey that he's played here is a little 2-on-1. Pinto in alone. Can't score. Zetterlund again to Pinto. Nick Cousins. Can't score. Definitely generating after it was 2-0. Pinto basically had a breakaway there. Couldn't bury it. He is so streaky, Shane Pinto. It's a concern, man. I think it's a concern. He'll be making a lot of money next year. Third highest paid forward. Got to score. Here comes Carolina. Timmy with a nice rush. Save. All right. Shots are 11-4. Like they've definitely bounced back since they've bounced back a lot since the second goal, but the start is just unacceptable, man. 7 unanswered goals in the last 2 periods. I'm seeing a lot of big picture questions in the chat here. Save those for the intermission. We'll talk about it. I promise you that. I just don't want to do it mid-game, middle of the play, but we'll do it in the intermission. We will talk everything. Just going to keep tweeting out the link. Make sure people know we're live. Enjoying the misery. I just like that start, man. That start. Such brutal defense. I'm watching the goals back. That's true. We'll take that. They got to score a goal, man. They can't, like, I'm not getting excited about this push until they score. 2, like, at least. It's just score effects. Hurricanes start defending a bit when they are up too early like that. Here goes Shabbat for a skate. Kachuk's been a bit more physical tonight so far, which is good. Probably more of an anger-driven physicality, being down 2-0 like that, but Carolina's got one shot since they made it 2-0, and it was that little dribbler there on Reimer on that last shift. Wasn't much. I don't know if I like Zetterlund with Pinto and Amadio. It's defensive situations, and I'm not saying he's bad at defense. He's gotten better under Green since he came over, but that's not his game, man. And basically, like, putting three guys who are struggling to score goals consistently together, I don't know if that's going to yield good results. I'd like to see more of Stephen Halliday. More 83. Don't just beat a dead horse with the other guys. There he is behind the net. Making a pass out front to Eller. Like, get Halliday on the ice more, man. Get him out there. It's not even just I want to see the prospect play. He's literally making them better when he's on the ice, and there's a lot of wingers right now who are coasting. Here we go. Here's a good ozone pressure. Timmy? No, nice save. Stutzle just got harassed on the half wall. They're playing with some energy now, but again, like, I'm not. This is frustrating, man. This is not a indicative of how. Here's Jankowski. No, stop by Reimer. It's not indicative of this game. Like, that start is. Like, look at Halliday behind the net here. His hands are so nice. That was a good chance for Stutzle. Minute 45. Nice play by Shabbat. And Spence with a pass to no one. Here comes Taylor Hall. Scores. Oh my God, man. Oh my God. Unbelievable. What do you mean starting the 37-year-old who had played 3 games all season in 4 games in 6 days didn't work? What do you mean? What do you mean playing James Reimer in 4 straight games in 6 days didn't work? What are you talking about? I don't know what you mean. That's a brutal goal on Reimer. That's a brutal goal. Awful goal on Reimer. I'm shocked that it didn't work starting James Reimer. Three 0 Carolina. Sens have been outscored 8-0 in the last two periods of play. 8-0. 8 unanswered goals. 8 unanswered goals. Good question, Owen. Unreal. $20 seconds left. This season's done. So done, man. What a joke. Wow. Please like and subscribe to the Locked On Senators YouTube page. Exclusive. The streams are exclusive here. Postcast is live on YouTube every day. We'll have that coming for you. Or not every day, sorry, after every game. Monday to Friday, daily show for the boys on YouTube. Just like and subscribe if you aren't already. I hope they're getting booed. See some people in the chat that they're booing. Good. This sucks. This sucks. Absolutely sucks. Thanks. Appreciate it. I'm trying to put this one up. Everyone's coming in too hot. Oh, man. I don't know what to say. I'll think of something. Just embarrassing. I'm not ending the stream. We're going to stay here the whole time. I'm not going anywhere. Feels better doing this than screaming to no one in apartment and just saying it to no one. It's crazy, man. Jersey didn't work. 3-0 leads are the worst lead in hockey. Appreciate this, man. Hey, listen, I'll be okay. This is not, I'm not trying to be all poopy pants about myself here. I'm having a good time. Appreciate everyone being here, joining us. Yeah, I'm just trying to think of what direction I want to go in here, because 8 unanswered goals at this time of the season, when you're dead last in the Atlantic Division in a very competitive Eastern Conference, you need points. Points are valuable. I just think that's just such an unacceptable start. And I mentioned off the top, just, Brady's taking a lot of heat. I thought he had a decent period. He can't do it all. He's not the kind of player to take over games with offense and score 3 goals at will. He's not that kind of guy. The physicality is what people wanted to see, and he was more physical. Another leader, though, on the team is Thomas Chabot, and I just think he's been dreadful. Absolutely dreadful the last few games, and he doesn't get enough of the heat for the leadership of this team, and that was on full display on that first goal. Just an awful change by a guy who's been in the NHL for 9 seasons now. Inexplicable to me. And maybe it's his partner. Maybe it was Jordan Spence. I don't know, man. I don't know, but something's got to change, because I pointed out on Twitter yesterday that there's no benefit to where they are in the standings right now. You could maybe sell it's a competitive year. A lot of teams turned it on. The Atlantic's crazy. They'd be in a wild card spot in the West. Just wasn't their season. We'll draft our player and kind of retool and get going again for next year. But they don't have a pick. They don't have a pick this year. They don't have their own second-round pick. There is literally no upside to tanking. And the fact that that's a conversation to have after last season is such a joke. It's such a joke. The season was over at Christmas. It was over at Christmas, man. They go 4-0-1, four-game win streak, lose to the red-hot Buffalo Sabres in overtime right before Christmas, and then come out to Toronto and just are flat. And they've been so bad ever since. So bad. And it all lines up with Ullmark and his personal leave. But the response from the team has just been such a joke. And the organization, the coaching, everything's been so bad. It's been so bad. The reason I'm pointing out that there's no, I just can't believe this change. I can't believe that is that on Spence for not being on that side of the ice? I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe I'm giving Shabbat too much heat, but I can't believe that. That goal, that third one just can't go in, but it's not like a goaltending conversation here. So bad. On national television, too, to make it worse. See what Twitter's saying. I like going on Twitter. It's just so complacent, man. Such a complacent organization right now. Brutal. I think if you want to send a message to your fan base at this point, it's got to be a new coach. And this is why I said, like, I've understood the analytics because they've improved drastically. And it starts tonight with this ceremony for Jacques Martin. Like, when he came in the season, they basically wasted on purpose, by the way. That we'll talk about management in a second, but the strides the core guys specifically took defensively were there, and they are there this season for the most part. But teams get bad goaltending all the time. Vegas, who they're going to play tomorrow, has the second worst league save percentage, I think, team save percentage, and they're top of the Pacific. You got to figure it out. Find a way to battle through. This is what I'm talking about against Nashville. Like, they look like a deer in the headlights every single time that the big guys need to answer and need to prove and go get a goal. And I'm talking Brady, I'm talking Timmy, I'm talking Sanderson, Batherson, Giroux, every single guy. They just freeze up. They freeze up and they don't answer. They don't answer. It's so disheartening. It's so bad. I'm stunned. 8 unanswered goals the last 2 periods. But this is my point. There's no consolation prize to finishing last. I think it would be a hard sell to say, like, let's say they get a top 10 pick if they had their pick. It'd be a hard sell to a market that's starving for winning and playoffs after making it last year and then falling down 3-0 and climbing back and making it look like a good series. They were a post away from getting swept. This team was a post away from getting swept last season in the playoffs against the Toronto Maple Leafs on home ice. Matthews hit the post on a power play. And if that goes in, I think we have a much different feeling about the playoffs last year. I think we have a much higher bar for the team to meet this season. And maybe they do too. But they coasted for so long thinking they're okay. And they fell way behind the pace the last month of teams like Detroit, Montreal, Buffalo, all teams for years that they were grouped with, all together. In their rebuilds, the cores were the same. I would have put their core up against any core. I would have put, Brady, Timmy, Sanderson against, Detroit's big three, you want to call it, like Buffalo's big three, Montreal's big three. I would have done it any day of the week, but how can you now? How can you now? They're not even like those three teams are at the top of the Atlantic Division with Tampa, and the Sens aren't even just kind of hanging around. They're in the basement of the division. It's so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing. And I think what I'm watching right now is a team that just knows how to lose better than anything. They know how to lose games because it's all they've done for almost a decade. And it is like big picture, okay? Let's talk organization. It's difficult to look at the ownership and look at Michael Andlauer and say that this is an ownership thing. And a lot of this, a ton of this falls on Steve Staios. Don't get me wrong, and I'll get there. But they inherited a lot of these guys that had been losing for years. Like I talked about Shabbat. He'd been on a losing team for 8 seasons or whatever it was before last year, 7 seasons. Brady, same thing, 6 years of his career. Timmy, 5 years of his career, whatever it is. I'm probably misspeaking on all that. And then they find success last season. They get some stability in net. And then the minute that stability's gone, because old Mark's not well, he's not doing great. He was okay when he was playing, but obviously his head's not in the right space. The minute their goaltender falls apart, this team throws the towel in. They're done. They're done. It's so embarrassing. Every single guy in that room in this organization just got so complacent. So complacent, man. I'm seeing a lot of trade Brady, and look, I'm never sitting there banging the drum like I want to trade this guy, but this is the big picture thing I'm talking about here. He's going to have 2 years left after this. A decision's going to have to be made one way or another on both ends. On Brady being like, do I want to stay? And then on the Sens being like, is it worth risking it or worth trying to re-up him if they've got to think about assets and everything and think about the future? It's infuriating that they're at this point. This team should have been competing with Detroit and Buffalo and Montreal, hands down. And they're dead last in the division instead. Every single team, even the Leafs are having a bad season. They're still in it. They can make the playoffs. Florida has had injuries galore. Their goaltending's been terrible. They're still in it. This team's fully healthy for like a week, 2-3 weeks. I think they won 3 games. Fully healthy. I'm so mad. And back to the fans. That building is packed tonight. Packed. The fans have absolutely showed up. They get such a bad rap. That game last week, man, that game against the Canadiens was so embarrassing. And it was embarrassing for every single person except for the Ottawa Senators fans. Every single one. Because what the organization does is they gouge prices for those games and make them just a little bit cheaper than what it costs to go to the Bell Center. So it's way more expensive than Sens fans are used to. Awful. Awful. Just brutal. I'm ranting. I'm still ranting. It'll be a big rant watch party. I commend people for still believing. I was broken on Thursday. You're welcome. We'll keep it going. Don't worry. All this is. I'm just so disgusted with this team. And here, like this, I'll talk about Staios right now. This mentality of maintaining the pace and keeping calm, and it's been ingrained into the players, into the whole staff and everything, because that's a result of Steve Staios and the way he is. And a team is a reflection of their general manager, right? And in mid-December, when they were kind of, struggling to find wins, I could get it. But what this team's shown tonight and the last two periods of play is just so unacceptable. It's so unacceptable. There we go. We're back. My mic disconnected again for some reason. I'm back. Jack did not leave. Jack's not going anywhere. Don't worry. I do not want to leave. I'm just reading the chat right now. Reading the chat. It was a tough time to not have Pilsy and or anyone joining in the intermissions, but I'll find words. Don't worry. I got a lot of torts. People want torts in here. I don't know who the coach needs to be, man. It just it's gross. Gross. Like, I've just got so much like big picture things that, for a while, I think we're watching, first of all, the honeymoon phase of this ownership group has just come crashing down, come to a crashing halt or a screeching halt, whatever the saying is. Because things went well. Last year was like their first full season, right? And they make the playoffs. It's good. Young team on the rise. Gave the Leafs a good series. And then this season happens and they completely mismanage the crease. And the guy that they banked on completely with a contract and with tons of playing time isn't right. And he's not healthy, Ullmark. He's not healthy. So in that vein, in that mindset, they completely bungled the crease, which completely crippled this team. And they don't have it in them to make a run, I don't think. The performances on home ice this season are just so bad. And it's been a lot of this. I just... And then you sort of have a different feeling of their whole front office and the whole ownership regime. Pretty quickly. And it sucks. It absolutely sucks. And Staios isn't going anywhere. Steve Staios is not going anywhere. I can promise you that. Not for a long, long, long time. So we'll see what he does. We will see what he does. But I just think if they miss the playoffs this badly, like if they even missed by like a couple points, I'd still be sitting here being like, something's got to change, because that's a big enough step back that I'm saying it's an unacceptable failed season after making it the year before. If they miss by a couple points, they're 7 points out. Could be about 9 points out after tonight or something like that, with like 30 games left. If that continues or if it gets worse, like you're talking bigger changes than just the coach. And I just think that at this point they have to do something, because I can't believe what they've showed in this little bit. This second period is going to tell us a lot. I think it really will. We'll see. That's the whole point there, Doc Sportello. Like they have, I said that earlier, they've been healthy for weeks up until DP got hurt. Like they didn't have an injury like when Pinto got back? Was it a fully healthy lineup? I guess Lars Eller kind of counts as an injury, but they were so healthy the whole time. And they got, I think, 3 or 4 wins to show for it. Just so bad. Don't deserve to make playoffs with stats like that, man. Getting lapped by the field. There's Hunter Shepard, big goalie signing from the summer. Staios literally said before Christmas when he had his mid-season presser, he said, "We are confident in the goaltending depth of our organization." Matt Sogar, and when you talk about depth, and this is before Ullmark left, but when you talk about depth, it's not Marilainen who was the backup. It's Sogard, Shepard, and I guess Parsons. And Shepard played half of a game, 2 periods, I guess. And Sogard played literally 12 minutes. 12 minutes. And then they said, no, we're signing a 37-year-old, and he's played 4 straight games in 6 days. Just like complete white-faced lie. There's a scramble in front. That's loose. Oh, they hit the post. Carolina's buzzing here. Hard to tell which team's down 3-0 with the way this one started. And here come the Hurricanes again. Hurricanes in the send zone again. Up high. Vegas is just sitting here watching this, by the way, in Ottawa. That one almost trickles through. Here's a bit of a rush. Pinto to Amadio. Can't sneak it through. It's amazing how little jam the lineup itself has when Brady can't fight. It would be really, really funny. I just saw a comment that I think is what they're alluding to. Like if they just fire Green at some point in the next few days and then Jacques Martin goes behind the bench again. That'd be hilarious. Timmy with a big hit down low. And here come the Hurricanes. No sustained ozone pressure. I don't know if the Sens are getting a power play there. I think they are. Looks like it. All right. Timmy draws a penalty. See the power play. Do something. Give him some kind of life. And this is a moment they can get them back in the game here. And Carolina clears it. They're credited with 3 shots on their last one. I feel like that's generous. And down the ice. No setup yet. Minute 30 left. Just for the record, my expectation for this power play is exactly this. No entry, no setup, and a shot or two maybe at the end of it. Nope, turned over. And back in their own zone again. Nice move by Brady to get the entry, and now they're kind of set up. Timmy with a pass to like they're all just standing still, man. Like that's they work it around a little bit. Batherson has a great chance to shoot, doesn't, and it's too predictable. No shot. Sanderson up top. Stopped. Rebound. Stopped. I can't wait for them to put the "we got goal lead" spin on this. Nothing dangerous on that power play. Look at this. Batherson's got to shoot that puck. It's a one-timer. Like, he's got to shoot. The goalie barely moves over to Timmy. He doesn't have to. Just brutal. Just brutal. Pinto won the draw, but Shabbat couldn't keep it in. Just a terrible power play. Such a bad power play, man. That's crazy. It doesn't score when it needs to. It's never clutch. Only one I can think of is Brady last week against the Habs when they're down 2-0, but it's a 5-on-3. So those have to be goals. And that's the only clutch power play goal I can think of this season. They've had a bunch in bunches. Like, they've had games where they score 3 on the power play. But it's so unclutch. It's crazy. The worst top 10 power play in the NHL for sure. Not even close. It's never threatening. And it also never changes. Like, rarely any adjustments for the personnel on that unit. Here come the Hurricanes. Blocked. Also, Reimer would not be in net right now if there was another option on the bench, by the way. He might start tomorrow. He might actually start tomorrow. They might start him tomorrow. I kind of want them to make it worse than 3-0, to be honest. So it looks less flattering. Appreciate this. Thank you. No identity. I agree. They've struggled to find an identity. They've really just struggled to put a 60-minute effort together, and it's game 51. Usually a sign of a bad hockey team. Yeah, I feel like every time Jensen is scratched, the team does so poorly. And obviously it's not because he's not in the lineup. But it's just such an easy reason to put him back in, and they always do. They got to be buried. I agree. I'm doing a bit of reading here. I think Spence is on the hook more for that goal against than Shabbat is. But most of what I said about Shabbat stands. Awful. Awful. It's also funny that Brandon Bussey is the goalie they're playing tonight, and he was claimed off waivers. And he's, what is he, 18-3-1 or something? He's like friggin' Hamburglar. Hurricanes buzzing around the ozone. Oh, almost 4-0. Just hounding the puck. They look like the team that's down 3-0. Blew up on Shabbat's stick. Clean pass, blew up on his stick. Here's Halliday getting a look with Timmy and Batherson, I think. It's notable. Nice move by Halliday at the blue line. Look at that, man. Batherson with it. Not a great shift, but decent from Halliday, Stutzle, Batherson. I'd like them to do that more. This is a good strategy though from the Sens. You can't blow a multi-goal lead again if you aren't up by multiple goals. I think Sanderson just took another penalty. Another high sticking call on Sanderson. And he doesn't like it. But that's his second high sticking penalty. Their best player has taken 2 high sticking penalties tonight. He got him. Like, I don't know. I know he's upset about it, but that's a high stick. You can't do that, man. I don't say this often. That's just stupid from Jake Sanderson. Twice tonight, 2 bad high sticking penalties. So uncharacteristic. Crazy. When's the last time you said that? Got him right in the visor. Let's see this PK. Again. They were good, but then they killed it off and it became 3-0. So This would be the game, eh? They let in like 5 goals at even strength, but the PK goes perfect. This will be the game. That's what's going to happen. Doesn't get it out. Clevin and someone. Oh, and here goes Ridley Gregg. Off to the races. No way they called that. That's a bit soft. That's a tough one. On Giroux. They gave up a scoring chance. They had a 2-on-1. It's going to be a minute and 50 of a 5-on-3 for Carolina, man. This is going to get so ugly. It's going to get so ugly. That's a bad call. That's a bad call. Terrible call. Like, I don't know. You could call that on Jarvis too, though. That's a bad call. I'd be more upset about it if the Sens were showing any signs of life. But for all we know, that 2-on-1 was going to miss the net. Lengthy 5-on-3. This almost isn't even a good test for the penalty kill because it's so hard to defend these. It's almost like a non-negotiable to score on it when you have a 5-on-3. Like, you have to score. Maybe they get some juice back in the building if they kill this off, but 31st worst penalty kill. Or 31st best. 31st ranked. Oh, it went in off Clevin. Great. 4-0. 4-0. Done. Hope the boo birds start coming out, folks. This is such a joke. Such a joke. Got one season of being back to relevance and competitiveness and respect, and now we're the laughingstock of the NHL again. One season. They had a calendar year. 2025 was great. Brutal. It feels very close to 2018. I agree. Very, very close to 2018. Similar season. 4-0 on home ice. You're down 4-0 on home ice. Still on the PK too. That's crazy. It's not crazy. I just keep saying that to say something. It's not crazy. 9 unanswered goals, by the way. 9 unanswered goals. For a team scratching and clawing, trying to make the playoffs. 9 unanswered goals. Here come the Canes again. Oh, I killed off the second one. That's good. Maybe we'll get 5 goals on the Carolina Hurricanes. Just something has to happen. Something has to happen. This is such a disaster of a season. Such a disaster. Unbelievable. I can't believe there's still half a game to go. Looking at the chat here. I wonder what the record is for unanswered goals. It's definitely more than 9. Teams have been pumped. Cats or dogs. Crazy. I want to take the jersey off because I'm so disgusted, but I feel like that's just not an image I want, so I'm going to keep it on. I'm going to keep it on. I just can't. No free ads, but I'm hopped up on Tylenol right now. I hope it doesn't wear off. This will be ugly. Green giving it to the refs. I think he's got a case on that one on Giroux, which obviously ends up costing it, but we're also looking at Jake Sanderson with 2 high sticking penalties from Jake Sanderson, of all guys. He's like up for the Lady Byng every year, or he's in consideration for it. Those are 2 brutal penalties, man. And if that's not a sign of a team that just doesn't have it, I don't know what is. He did try and improve their team. You're watching him in net right now. That was his fix. Five unanswered in the third period last game, and now it's 4-0 the following game. Crazy. Four nothing midway through this game. And once again, folks, Tim Stutzle is the only one who looks like he cares. I just want to put that out there. Like, the only guy. Here's Sanderson at the point. Nothing. Blocked. Sanderson again. To Timmy. Scores. As I'm saying that, there's Tim Stutzle. The only guy who looks like he cares that they're down 4-0. Literally the only player. It's such a joke. Brutal. It's so infuriating. Every time he's out there, he's skating hard, finishing hits, hard on the forecheck, shooting everything. He's been unbelievable this season. And a great pass from Sanderson, too. It's so infuriating. Wasting the season these two guys have had with what we've watched on the ice is unacceptable. Stop me if you heard that before tonight. Great shot from Timmy. At least they've got those two guys. The only bright spots on this roster this season. Like, I can't describe how fun it's been to watch Stutzle this season. Tonight, he's just looked like he's the only one who's mad about this. Only player on the roster who looks like he's mad about this. That's going on right now. And he's right back out there, as he should be. Timmy's got 26 points in 25 home games now, which is so impressive because he's around that all season, like just over a point per game, I think. So that means he's the same thing on the road, which is such a big deal because he's getting the worst matchup every night because teams are matching him. He's been such a superstar this season. So good. Wasting a season in his prime. Completely wasting it. They're lucky that they've got those two locked up for a long time. And I do mean it when I say lucky, because again, this organization as it stands right now had nothing to do with that. Absolutely nothing. Inherited it. Literally bought it. They bought it. Now, you know what else is disgusting? If those 2 goals didn't go in, you're looking at a 2-1 game here in the middle of the second. Tons of time left. But because they put James Reimer in for his 4th game in 6 days after not playing all season, he lets in 2 completely unacceptable goals. Like even the 4th one, I know. Timmy blocked that one off the foot. That didn't feel good. Hope he's all right. Don't give, yeah, my bad. I won't give ideas for excuses. No excuses for those first 2 against, don't worry. Turnover again. Here's the Hurricanes. I think another bad thing about the PK being so bad is that this team can't really play with like a little bit of edge to them, you know? Like they can't, because they know that if they do get called for a penalty, they're going to the box and they're probably going to get scored on because their PK is so bad. So bad. That was also just a lifeless 3-on-2 rush there from Batherson, and I don't know who else was there. Lifeless. Cousins is hitting. He looks like he cares. Taylor Hall just got teed up for something. Giving it to the officials. It's back-to-back games now we've seen the Sens opponents just completely I forgot I left a comment up there. Sorry about that. Oh, okay. Did they get a power play from that? Probably, eh? Yeah. They kicked him out. Oh, no, 10 minute. 10 minute probably. He was giving it to the ref. It's back-to-back games, though. Stamkos was doing the exact same thing last game. Do we think Taylor Hall scores a hat trick? He needs 2 more. And Stamkos also didn't get teed up. That felt like a bit of a soft, unsportsmanlike call, depending on what he said. I'm assuming Taylor Hall didn't say anything egregious, but when refs do that because you want to talk power play? Go score a goal right now. Give me something to believe in the 3rd period. Look alive. A lot of passing on the outside right now. Couple guys playing catch on the perimeter. Like, what I noticed with this top unit, man, is that when one guy has the puck, no one else is moving. Like when there aren't passes and plays to be made after making a couple perimeter passes, no one's moving to give an option and make something happen. It's just they're waiting for the PK to bite on something and they never see it and then they don't get a shot. Just wasted a minute passing it around. Looks pretty though. Oh my God. It's so bad. It's so bad. Some of the top guys, some nights just look so disinterested in making a play to make a goal. Like Drake Batherson's been such a ghost tonight. It's a nice rush by Pinto. Like I'd like to see him do more of that and then go get the puck back after. There's Halliday. Here's some space. I think the second unit's been so much better lately. As I say that, Pinto turns it over. Can't make it up. What a lifeless power play, man. Oh my God, it's so bad. Ugh. Speechless. Another turnover. Carrier is good. He's a good fourth liner. Yeah, that's a call. Nick Cousins offensive zone penalty. Drink. I sat here live for the Colorado loss, who, by the way, are coming to town on Wednesday. Fun fact. I watched that 8-2 loss. That was the second stream we did. Haven't missed one since then. The Utah game was the first one. Haven't missed one. Haven't missed a single game. And I sat here and watched this team lose 8-2. 8-2. It was 8-1. This is not true. This is false. I think they won one game with it. But maybe I'll retire the hat. It's definitely my fault. It's definitely what I'm wearing impacts what happens on the ice and how these guys do, for sure. That's sarcasm, by the way. I used to think like that. I think when I was younger, during the 2017 run, I was so superstitious because it made me feel good if they won and I was doing the right things. But come on. I won't be wearing a jersey again. Not until a playoff game, if that ever happens again. Maybe we got to wait another 8 years. Maybe 2033, they'll make the playoffs again. We actually might do an Olympic one. Maybe the first game I think I can do it. It's gonna be in the morning, so maybe we'll get a cup of coffee, get those going. I'm going on a trip though for most of it, so I won't be able to do them. But if you guys are interested, I'm sure Ross would give it a go. They're showing Timmy's goals lately. He's just been so good. He's been so good. And like I mentioned on that shift, I was talking about, he's the only one who looks pissed off that they were down 4-0. The only player on the team. So embarrassing. No one's trying to make anything happen out there except for number 18. He's having a hell of a night. Bad game. Or just bad team. I guess I'm saying bad night, bad whatever. Here goes Ridley Gregg. Bit of space. Got taken down or he fell down. I'm not too sure. I wish I obviously, and bear with me here, okay? I'm going to say something that's going to kind of absolve the Sens for 2 seconds. The amount of hockey they've played this month is absurd. They've played so much hockey, but so is the entire NHL. So it doesn't matter if the guys you're playing are also going through this. Oh, that was close by Shabbat there, off the crossbar maybe. Timmy again? Imagine. So like again, it's not an excuse because everyone's playing like that, but it could be wearing on them. They play a pretty physical and demanding defensive game, and it could be that a game every other night. Like I think they're going to play 16 games in January. It's 31 days. Like that's a lot of hockey, and it's still unacceptable and like falls on management for the style that they want to play and not fitting with this schedule. But I think it's a factor and probably more of one than we'd like to say. And that includes the goalies, man. That includes the goalies. I just think that's a factor that we should consider, is that they aren't able to handle the tight schedule like other teams are. Which is in and of itself, it's still embarrassing. Nice save by Reimer in front. Last minute of the second. Carolina's kind of pressing. If anyone wants a good Twitter follow when the Sens are losing like this, or just in general on X, I guess, for Sens content, Everyday Sens is fantastic. I've worked with him in the past before. I think he's the best at just putting out analysis, clips, content. And I'm bringing him up because he just posted a clip of Timmy's goal from Sanderson. It said the Untouchables score a goal, and he's right. Brady in front. Bounces over his stick, looks at his blade, and that is a 4-1 deficit going into the third period. They tied the period. 1-1 game in the second. 1-1 game in the second. Maybe we'll get it. I liked our game from Travis Green tonight. Hey, out shooting the Carolina Hurricanes? That's hard to do, man. It's hard to do that. EDS has been the GOAT. He's so good. Folks, if you're new here, please like and subscribe. Notice we got some pretty good viewership here. I'm hoping this is mainly Sens fans. If you haven't subscribed to the Locked On Senators podcast, please do it. And also give a thumbs up to this video. It helps us a lot. Live streams are exclusive on YouTube. Only see them here. They won't be posted audio afterwards. So just through YouTube, you can watch them after as well. Postcasts live after every single game right on YouTube, and then it's posted audio afterwards. But if you want to catch the reaction live and ride the wave with everyone while we do the postcast, right here is your answer. If you subscribe, the notifications button is easy. Let you know when we go live for these games, and for the post games, hit that thumbs up for us. Really appreciate it. Let's see some comments here. I like that from B-Man. Watching paint dry is more entertaining. This has been a pretty boring game. Leaving Reimer out to dry. Completely agree, Owen. Maybe this is what we'll get from Travis Green. Maybe. Just let me know in the comments here. Let me know in the just checked in. You missed a bit. That's a good point though. Right after that, you're right. Why did we think something else was going to happen? I don't know. The answer to that is I don't know, and I think the answer from the team is I don't know. Let me know your thoughts here, folks. Let me know your thoughts. I'm going to kind of sit back, let people throw their thoughts in the chat, and then we'll go through some of the comments. Just let me know. What are we thinking? What are we thinking as the Sens are down 4-1 at home, start of a 4-game homestand, while they're dead last in the Atlantic Division? What are we thinking? What are we thinking? Had to blow my nose there. Pardon me. Not really a good way to do that live on the live stream. Someone said retool these tools. Young Zachary. That's funny. Clevin, Matt, and Paolo look good. I can get behind that. I think so. Haven't noticed them too much, which is good. Trade everyone except Timmy and Jake. It's over from LZ. I'm sorry, pal. I think it is too. It's tough though, like the whole Sit Jensen thing, and it fixes all the issues on the blue line. Like I've been on that boat, but literally like the second shift that he's sat, Jordan Spence up with Shabbat with a boneheaded decision, and then they give up a 2-0, and it's a 1-0 game. See Saturday headlines. Imagine we get a bomb here from Elliott. The Senators are trading someone. I don't know. That wouldn't happen. But I like for Saturday headlines, I have no audio, so I will literally just see the headline, and I'll just have to assume I know what he's saying after. I love this segment every Saturday. Just kind of get a know of what's going on around the league. If they talk about Marner's return to Toronto, though, I'm going to lose my mind. Let's move on here. Let's move on. They're not going to face each other again this season. What's the first headline for Saturday headlines? Let's see. For Frege. Going back and forth with Ron here. Is Zetterlund a -3? Are you serious? What a bust that trade's been. My God, man. That guy is so invisible some nights. He had like 3 good games this season. I don't know. Panarin Price starts at Brock Nelson's. What was that? Like a top prospect and a first? I'd pay that. Not the Sens. Not the Sens. But if I'm someone who's like for sure in the playoffs, like if I'm Carolina, yep. Here to commiserate. Welcome. You're in the right spot. Sens friend from TO too. I feel that pain, man. I'm in Montreal. I am fully wrapped up, unfortunately, in what's going on with the Habs. This city is on fire with how well they've been playing. Does Friedman also have a cold? Because so does Jack. Maybe we're one and the same, me and him. Some Zetterlund comments. We should trade Zetterlund. It's something I'm thinking every day, man. I don't know. The goalie coach is something that I feel like it's just a bit of an organizational reassess that. I don't know if that's a mid-season switch you make, a goalie coach. I know teams have done it, but I just would have been surprised if they did that. Just knowing what was going on with Ullmark, the other goalies have been bad, and I'm not trying to absolve Justin Peters, but I just feel like with Ullmark's situation, it's just difficult to pin that on coaching then, right? Like it's clear he admitted himself in that interview. It was great with Claire Hanna, but he clearly just hasn't been right. So it's hard to look at a coach then and be like, fire him because of that. You know what I'm saying? I get it from that stance, but I'm not making it an excuse. I think it's still a joke how bad the goaltending's been. And it falls on that coach as well, but do not let Pilsy push the panic button. It's a good point. And it's true, but it's not a good thing to point out as true. I'm on Twitter too much. Sometimes it's funny. There's points where I get mad and it's not fun, but tonight's one of those nights. It's just so funny. I wish I had beer in there. No, just a bunch of water. I'm on the hydration kick right now. Oh, my beer league game, we did win. I did do well on defense, actually. I was great out there. Not to toot my own horn, but it was a great game. Starting to figure out that position a little bit. Man, if Binnington is what we're resorting to, then we're cooked already. I don't want that guy at all, for several reasons. He's bad. Jack in for Jensen. I could do it. Why is this Stolars thing a headline for the top insider in the game? They're not playing tonight, man. God, brutal. UFC is on. This is something I can get behind. I can get behind this. So obviously, full disclosure, there's no McDavid or Draisaitl here, but there is a German. Tim Stutzle's career numbers, take a look at them. Pretty on par with Leon Draisaitl to this stage in his career. He just doesn't have a McDavid to play with. But I can get behind that a little bit because they were so hot and cold, made it, didn't make it, made it, didn't make it. And then clearly became Stanley Cup contenders as those guys matured and got into their primes. Maybe that's what this is. It could be. It could just be one of those seasons. Again, they'd be right in the mix in the West. We got to also mention that. It could be. But I just think that the organization still needs to take heat for this because this is pretty unacceptable. Where's that? That playoff towel might be the only one that they get in the next little bit, right? It's a privilege to make the playoffs. I'm a Chicago Bears fan, and I don't know if people follow football here, but I liked what their coach said. So they lost in overtime in the last round last week, and their coach was like, it restarts next season. They don't get to carry momentum in. And I think the Sens probably felt like they could. And, Steos, his first press conference this season, said they pissed away too many points. And then it got worse. The amount of points, like look at this last week, what they've pissed away. Awful. A different kind of embarrassment. I agree. It's just been embarrassing. It's. I think the worst part is no one saw this coming, man. Like no one saw this type of season coming. There was none of that on anyone's radar, given what happened, at all. Like last season, it was so remarkable how they were able to kind of push through and figure out this new system and new coach and kind of ride that in. Olmark was hot and cold, but really stabilized the crease for them, which we're now realizing is much more valuable than we, I think, expected or thought it would be last season. Even though he wasn't elite Vezina style, he was solidifying the crease. And they were getting goals from guys like Adam Gaudette, who stepped in. He was scoring a lot. Lars Eller has 2 goals. He's been awful, I think, for the most part, compared to what Gaudette was bringing offensively. Like Chabot's been injured. He's been up and down this season. Jensen's been terrible this year. Like no one saw this coming, I don't think. Like they could have maybe, on paper been like they might not make the playoffs. They might miss like a couple points, like I said. But I don't know. Folks. Yeah, just nothing positive to say. A lot of good memes, though. A lot of great memes. Like I said, this is when you get to this point where it's funny to make fun of your own team. How embarrassing is that? I think I know I promised big picture talk in the first intermission. I'm going to get more here. We should have read into going down 3-0 a lot more in the first round there against the Leafs. That Leafs team was not good. That was a bad Leafs team. And they were finding ways to win, whatever it was, but they were not a threat. They were not a division winning threat in the in the East, and they went down 3-0 to them. To that team that was so cursed in the playoffs and couldn't figure it out in the playoffs. I was watching highlights of Montreal Boston now. Oh my God, Cole Caulfield. Oh my God. Just scores at will, man, that guy. It's sick. It's just gross. But yeah, back to the Sens. The signs were there. Going down 3-0 to that team was unacceptable. And they claw back, make it look like a series. But like I said, if they got swept, they were a post away from being swept. One post away. Yeah, terrible. Yeah, maybe I should be a bit nicer to the Leafs last season. Like, they were good, but they were not a team. Like, it wasn't Florida. It wasn't Florida or Tampa or something, right? It wasn't a team that's been with all this playoffs pedigree and success. Like, the Leafs have been good, but they weren't a playoff team. You gave that team their second playoff series win since 2004. Like, and their second series win in 9 straight seasons of making the playoffs. That should have been the sign. They go down 3-0 and make it look good, and then they waltz into this season thinking we're going to ride in and like it's going to be the same. We're going to be better, top of the division. They've just been so complacent all season. Top down, from the suits down to the skates. So complacent. Michael Andlauer better be begging Gary Bettman for that pick back, because that is ridiculous that they have to give that up, but they've known about it and they punted it to this year. Even if they get it back, let's say there's this big announcement that the Sens have been awarded their pick back and like we all celebrate and it's a top 10 pick and we get to add another prospect. That prospect's not coming here until LeBreton's ready, right? He's not going to be ready for quite some time. He's not helping. Well, Brady Tkachuk is still in his prime. He's definitely not helping before Thomas Chabot's 32 years old. It's a failure of a season. Complete failure. And it's a damn shame. It's a damn shame. And I think there's too much leash for everyone involved, and there has been. And I think the Heat would have been turned up if they missed the playoffs last season, but they didn't. They made it, which was great. That was the goal. They made it. And I just don't like that Staios' mindset is we'll contend when we're ready to contend. I get that. But that's also a statement you make when you're a team like the Habs, where you're in the playoff mix right now and your fan base is saying, why aren't you trading our first round pick? We don't need prospects. And you're saying we're not ready to contend for a cup, so I'm going to keep drafting. That's when you say that. Well, for Staios to say that during the seasons that his two best players are having in Tim Stutzle and Jake Sanderson, while they're about to go to the Olympics, by the way, they've been so good. And yeah, to have that kind of mentality for what's now a lost season is pretty unacceptable. Once again. Word of the day, unacceptable. And like I said, folks, it's just me for the live stream tonight. If you are bored of hearing me speak, I got bad news because I am jumping on the postcast tonight too. So I'll have some more thoughts there. More thoughts, probably. And ideally, I'll have Pilsy ask me questions because this is all just coming off the dome. This is all just me, you know. Yeah. On Star Wars night, too, they're letting this happen. Star Wars night, man. I love Star Wars. Star Wars is the best. I love nerding out. Doing this on Star Wars night. All the fans have lightsabers, sold out crowd against the Hurricanes. So, you know, there's no Canes fans. There's like 3. I do know one. Actually, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but it's on Twitter. I'm not sure if he's actually there. He's a good guy because he likes the Sens too. I'll have to find his name. The Danish ambassador is there. Wow. Watching Lars Eller do 10 minutes of cardio. Oh, Frederick Anderson, too. I forgot about him. And Sogard, who just got called up because of the snowstorm. All right, third period. 4-1. Sens are down in the third period at home to start a 4-game homestand. They're out shooting Carolina 21-16. Here's Cousins with some speed up the ice. In the middle, stopped. Nice hit by Ridley Gregg. He's been hot lately, and he hasn't gotten a point tonight, so maybe it'll come in the third here. I know that if they push and pepper them with a bunch of shots and like don't end up scoring, I'm gonna do the whole like you push too late thing. But it'd still be nice to see them, get after it offensively and look like they care, because too much of that second period, too many guys looked like they were mailing it in and done for the night. I feel like I've been picking on him, but it's because he plays so well earlier in the season and last year for the most part. Michael Amadio just doesn't have it lately. I mentioned the goals, and that's not his game, but when those aren't happening, I think it's getting to him a bit. He's losing puck battles all over the ice. His foot speed's not there anymore. It's been bad. Here goes Timmy. He is gone. Oh, what a drive. Number 18, once again, putting the Ottawa Senators on his back. Only guy who looks like he's mad, being down 4-1 and trying to do something about it. The only player. Good play by Spence there in front. Would have been a rush chance. And Batherson loses the puck again. Like the block shot from Stutzle and saved by Reimer. Timmy's his feet are taking a beating tonight. Blocks. Look at this rush from Stutzle and takes it to the net. So elite. So elite. Good stick by Bussy. Okay, I have some good news. Levi Marilainen got a shutout in Belleville. This is a future thing. It is of utmost importance for that kid to get back to what he looked like last season. That's a huge development, and I think it was a 40 save shutout. I'm seeing some tweets about that. So that's big. They won 1-0. Levy had 40 saves in a shutout. Big deal. Also, speaking of Belleville, I'd like to see Carter Yakimchuk up here almost ASAP. Give me something. Give the team something. A jolt. Just something. Terrible giveaway from Zub. Nice play by Cousins. Intercepted that pass. I think Dylan Cousins having a decent game too. He's been physical. He's been skating well. No zone time. People really don't want Yakimchuk up, eh? I just want to see what they have on their hands with him. I don't think it's. I mean, Belleville's actually kind of cooking lately with the new coach, the interim coach. But see, Nick Cousins passing that to Amadio on his back end and not just letting it fly in the slot is everything wrong with this team. Like, what's the worst that happens? The goalie makes a save? Oh no, he's made 22 already. Look at Timmy go on the forecheck. First on the puck, dog on a bone. He's so good. And then they turn it over because no one can help him. The more I watch Stutzle, the more I get completely baffled by the narrative of him that he can't be a player you win with or something like that. Because everything I see with this kid is just the competitive nature. And he gets frustrating. He does get frustrating. Trying to, here he goes again. Like when he kind of complains about calls, and I think he lets that get to him too much. But that's slowly getting out of his game the older he gets, and I think that'll be gone in a couple of years. Really, I do. But everything I see from him, he's just so competitive, and he just tries in every area so hard every night. And he's such a good skater. He competes. He just competes. There's no way they call that, right? No. Like, I think the third period in Nashville is such a good example. Like, he oh, here's a chance for Kotkaniemi. Zetterlund has sand in his skates, man. Good rush by Shabbat. Spence hammered that. 94 miles an hour. Good strong play by Ridley Gregg. Oh, takes a huge hit. Time's flying by in this third period. Canes are doing a really good job of just nursing this one home. Just keeping everything to the outside. Nothing. They battle in the defensive zone. Zub! Oh, it's a nice save. Zub almost had a nice bounce there. Yeah, Canes jerseys are bad. They can't. I know. I keep seeing this. Like, I get the sentiment, and I agree. Like, I think they got to build this team more around these two, but they can't rebuild. They can't because these guys are 23, 24 now. They're both gonna be 24 at the start of next season. That's not like get teenagers in the lineup with these guys. That's get guys that are gonna fit their play style better. It's not. And it goes for Brady too. Like, I know that Brady's not signed long term right now, as of today, but I get the sentiment though. Like, you gotta make sure that you're competitive within at least 3 years, at least, right? If you're going to do that with these guys. But the thing is, too, they're good enough now. So stop wasting seasons from these guys and get going and figure out how to build a winning team around them. Because they've been so good. Like, Stutzle's been so good. Look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Not as in let's look at the playoff spot. I'm just kind of curious who's winning and losing. Columbus up late on Tampa. Detroit beating Winnipeg in the third. Montreal beating Boston in the third. Florida tied with Minnesota early. Buffalo won. Yeah, just not their year. Not their year. Busty's been great, though. He really has. Imagine that, a waiver pickup. Oh, that's a nice play by Giroux at the line. Lost it, though. Batherson's got to make a play happen here, man. Oh, almost scored. Shoot it, Timmy. That's that's the one thing with this kid, man. That's the one thing. Just shoot the puck. He does so much work to get himself into open areas, which is so hard to do if you watch any other guy on their team try and do it. And then he passes it off. You just got to rip it. Here comes Brady. Out front. Oh. Like, they're obviously dominating the play, and it's unfortunate that that's probably going to be the mentality, is like, we played well. And I'd like to hear accountability from the suits and the skates, to be honest. That's going to be my new saying, from the suits to the skates. I'd just like to hear some accountability about that start, because a lot of their bad starts you can pin on goaltending, but those first 2 goals on Reimer were not on him. The next 2 you can debate, and I know one went off Clevin and in, but you can debate those ones. But the first 2, the start of this game, which as of right now is still the game-winning goal, that second goal by Jarvis, Pinto got taken hard into the net there. Wow. Yeah, Timmy's got to shoot that puck. Watch this. Right here. Like, get to your forehand, man. I know Slavin's in front of him. Just driven into the net. Friendly reminder, folks, just mid play here. Just please, if you aren't already, subscribe to the YouTube page. Get notifications for when we go live. Postcast is live after every single game. We'll be live tonight. The live streams are exclusive to YouTube, and also leave a like. Leave a like on the video, please. It really helps us out. Goes a long way. I know you might want to dislike what's happening on the ice, but please don't leave us a dislike. Leave us a like. Little thumbs up. Timmy all over it again. Giroux in front. Nothing. Unfortunately, this might be one of the best games that Stutzle's had this season. He's all over the ice. And in turn, I know Sanderson made a nice pass to him. I think Sanderson is having one of his worst nights of the season. They just can't put it all together. Also, watching the way Carolina kind of like not just falls into their structure, but they are battling in the corner. Every single puck is contested. Like, there's a guy there every single time. And it's one thing to be there, but they're also like, they want the puck more. They want the puck. Like, look at this. Look at it. They're hounding the wall. They're hounding the wall. They're a machine. I agree. Halliday? Like, look at Amadio. He just doesn't have the step anymore. At the end of a shift, but I'm not noticing Amadio as much as I was at the beginning of the year, which does suck because he was kind of a sneaky good player who could play against top competition, but he's getting exposed now. They're doing a lot of good things though. They are in the offensive zone. This is a good period. Like I said, I'm going to still be lamenting the fact that it's because it's 4-1 and Carolina's sitting back, but they're pushing. They are, and they do deserve credit for that. They're not keeling over. But it'd be nice to see a bit more emotion. Four one. Yeah, let's tune into the Ottawa 67s. Locked on 67s, maybe we'll call ourselves. That's good. That's good. Yeah, it's not nice that all these fans that pack the barn again have to watch another loss like this and then go to their cars and defrost everything in minus 30 weather at the CTC and then sit in traffic for an hour to get home. It sucks. It sucks. What do you think Steve Stais and Dave Poulin are talking about right now? How to stand there and do nothing more? How to sit back and watch this team fall apart more? I don't know. Beating the traffic in minus 35. Like, this season would have been a letdown and a disappointment. Like I said, if they missed the playoffs by a couple points, it really would have been. If they were in that mix and they just didn't make it and it's such a great year, it still would have been a disappointment and also still a failure. This is beyond a failure right now. What we're about to see happen and what's going on right now, this is beyond a failure. Like I said, way beyond a failure. What loss do you think killed this season? What loss do you think it was that everyone let me know in the chat? What game was it that made everyone kind of like what loss was it where you're like, they're done. They're not making the playoffs this season? For me, literally, I'm not kidding. It was last game. It was Thursday. I believed right up until game 50. Columbus was a bad one, man. Toronto after the break was bad. Seen some people saying Montreal. The Utah one. Yeah, the Leafs one was brutal. That was brutal. In the playoff rematch. The Buffalo loss. Yeah, that was early, man. That was early. It's kind of funny because I think when... Actually, I'll say I got a lot of thoughts for the postcast. I got to save something for the postcast tonight. I got to save something for me and Pilsy. We'll get the rant going. This is me just kind of sitting here and like the first period was as mad as I'm getting. This is just kind of I'm apathetic right now. Apathy set in for me. I just want this clock to tick. I like the way Mike put this. Montreal put the final nail in the coffin and Nashville was dancing on the grave. And you know why it's brutal that Montreal put the nail in the coffin is because they have now fallen into a wild card spot. If they win tonight, they aren't in one, but they're kind of within striking distance. So if you steal 2 points from them there or get the ones you're supposed to, like maybe this is a different story, but the blown leads this week have been so bad. The Toronto loss. Someone just commented on Twitter. I gotta keep tabs on that because some people answer on Twitter. Zetterlund has had kind of a chance. I think everyone's asking. I'll ask Pilsy if he's going to press the panic button. That'll be my first question to him. We'll have to find out. We'll have to tune into the postcast to find out. It'll be live right here on YouTube. I think Ross has it set up so you get redirected automatically when this one ends, so you won't have to go anywhere. We'll probably be 25 minutes after the game. Give a little break for the two of us. If he doesn't press it now, he never will. I kind of agree with you. Got a Red Wings fan in here. I mean, they're having a great year, man. They're having a great season in Detroit. You can't say much. Can't say much. All right, let's giving them life. Just watching the clock tick down here. I just think like I know that a lot of this season it hasn't been Travis Green. He has not been the problem, but lately, especially the past couple weeks, with the blown leads and the penalty kill struggling and the power play now not even being able to muster up any momentum for a team on home ice, like I just think that if you're trying to send a message to the fan base and a message that what's happened this season is unacceptable and you're trying to hold yourself to a best-in-class type of standard and be as committed to winning as this ownership group has claimed to be, you fire him. You get rid of the coach because that's literally in hockey the first thing every organization does. They fire the coaching staff and they start over. And I get it. Like, even thinking about going on to, like, just think about it like this. Kachuk and Shabbat now are on their third head coach. You go to a fourth one. That's a conversation. That's a conversation. Not many guys get 4 head coaches before things change. But I mean, I just think, especially without a first round pick, if you can try and like muster up some kind of momentum and some reason for fans to keep being tuned in, you have to, because I see it every day, man. I'm covering this team every single day, and the amount of apathy that set in after a season you made the playoffs for the first time in 8 years, the amount of apathy that has set in with this fan base is remarkable. And I don't blame them one bit. Not at all. The last piece of the blame pie to go around is Sens fans. The absolute last piece of the pie. So, I don't know. And I was of the mind for a while. I was of the mind like, hey, like they are playing well. And a lot of this is boiled down to goaltending. Really is. And it still is. Like, Reimer's been terrible tonight. He has. But so much of this has been goaltending. But at the same time, like, do we really think a new coach is going to come in here and they're going to forget how to play defense? No. So I think changing the voice, the message is something that is not a bad idea at this point, especially because you don't have a pick. There's literally there's no difference in finishing where they are right now. Like, it's not like another team has it. It just doesn't exist. There are 31 picks in the first round this season because the Senators are forfeiting theirs. So it's not like someone else is getting it and you have to worry about them getting a good pick or not and worrying and ruining their pick. This is about showing your fan base you care about winning. Do something, man. You got to do something. Like, Steve Steo, Timmy just lost it on the empty netter. I missed it. 4 minutes left, empty net, down 3. Steos, like, I think last season, put the onus on the core group of players. It was like, we're trying to go internal growth. We think our guys have another level, something along those lines. I'll maybe look back at it in the next coming days, but that was the message. It was the core guys and the important players internally have to improve. And Sanderson and Stutzle have taken a massive step. They are both superstars. Batherson's production has been there, but he's really hit a wall lately and just looks unimpactful. Cousins has had his moments this season. Ridley Gregg's kind of stepped up. It's kind of it. So I guess a question to Steve Staios at that point should have been, what happens if they don't? And I don't know if they have the answer to that. I don't know if the organization knows. But with what they've put on the ice, especially at home this season, for these fans, is a joke. And they need to do something. Because, like I said, apathy is setting in. Boo's coming now. Good. A little too late, in my opinion. That's the only knock on the fans tonight, if this is the first booing. So, yeah. 2.5 minutes here. Down 3. Empty net for Jordan Stahl. Nice clear, though. Nice clear. Just pretty unfortunate. Icing on Carolina, 143 left. Stay tuned for the postcast, folks. Feel bad for James Reimer. He was so good in those first few games, and the Sens gave him nothing. And then tonight he just wasn't good, but he's playing too much. Way too much. 5 p.m. start tomorrow, by the way, against Vegas. A rested Vegas team. They looked great last night in Toronto. So that should be a fun one tomorrow. Mark Stone coming back. How about Mark Stone still being great? It doesn't feel fair though to. I think the biggest thing with that first round pick, because that was Pierre Dorion's fault, and I don't like looking at Mark Stone and be like, look at this team now. Like, this is a different regime, different group here. They didn't make the decisions with Mark Stone. They didn't make the Pierre Dorion, all those mistakes. He's gone, right? He's the reason they don't have a first round pick this season. But what Staios did is he punted it to this season, maybe hoping they get it back if they lobby enough and kick the can down the road. But also, I think what's more apparent is that they were waiting to. They were thinking they were going to be better than they were last season. 1,000%. There's no doubt in my mind. And the fact that they aren't and they don't have that pick because of the decision they made is a disaster. And the fact, 51 games in, that they are 10 points out of the playoffs or whatever it is after tonight, and they don't have their first round pick, and the only thing Steve Staios has done is sign James Reimer. The only move Steve Staios has made this season is signing James Reimer. The only one. And they don't have a first round pick, and they're dead last in their division. Dead last. If they were 6th in the division, this would be unacceptable. Only 5 teams can make it. 3 do for sure. Who cares about the Metro right now? Dead last in the Atlantic Division. They don't have their first round pick, and the only move they've made is signing a 37-year-old goaltender who's played 3 games all season and thrown him in the net 4 games in 6 days. Brutal. If it's 7 points, that's my bad. I'm sorry. But I think the Bruins are... Someone's winning tonight. I don't know. It changes every night. I think they've had the same face-off 3 times here. Minute left. I am bullish about their prospects. I like Logan Hensler. I know people are out on him because they watched or didn't watch and saw a stat line in the World Juniors and one paragraph on a guy doing 100 prospects at that tournament. I still like Logan Hensler. He's tied his last season points. He's a better plus minus. They're on a good team. I think he's going to be all right. Just depends how he develops after, but he's having a fine season. I like Yakimchuk. I like his upside still. The offense is something this team needs from the blue line because, quite honestly, I love Jake Sanderson. I really do. But I think offensively, they need a bit better from him. And that's not his game. So I think if they can get a guy like Yakimchuk to develop properly offensively, they can use Sanderson in more defensive situations where he thrives. That's my big picture talk. I like their top prospects. I really do. It's a thin pool after that, though. Montgomery looks like he might be an impact player, but they need to get some forwards in here quickly. Some young guys who can bring some life. But I do like Montgomery. Halliday has shown some stuff, but he's 23. He's not really a young prospect. So, there's things that I still like. It's just this season in itself is just such a disaster and unacceptable. And I'd like to see something happen. I'd like to see something happen other than signing James Reimer. They are dragging this game out. The NHL team's young, but the Habs are younger, the Red Wings are younger, the Sabres are younger, and they're all ahead of them. So the young thing won't pass. And it shouldn't. And they might use that, but they can't. Yeah, Vanek looks okay. He's a project. There's something to be kind of interested in, I'd say. I feel good. I do feel good about Hensler. I do. I don't know why people are so down on him all of a sudden. He's literally got as many points as he did last year, if you're looking at points, in 12 fewer games, which is pretty good, I think. He's like a +7 or something. Yeah. All right, folks, that's game. Mercifully, this game's over. Thank God. Stay tuned for the postcast. We'll bring it to you live right here on YouTube. Sens get beat 4-1. This game was over in the first 5 minutes. The game winner happened then. Rock bottom. Right back at rock bottom. I appreciate everyone sticking along for the ride. It was just me tonight. Just a lot of me ranting and talking. I appreciate everyone sticking around for that. That means a lot. These streams have still been a good time through the losses. But this is tough. This is really tough to swallow. It's a bit embarrassing to care about this hockey team right now. That's all I got. I know I am on the postcast tonight. So I'll see you guys soon. Everyone stick around, please. Also drop a like on this video. Subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. And we'll see you in the postcast soon. Thanks, everyone. Take care. Have a good night.